Okay, today we continue, and looks like we're going to finish Beezrat HaShem our class on Shabbos kitchen, and we start with the Sefer Chofetz Chaim, and today's we start a new topic. Big topic is the same. Toeles personal information. So personal information, toeles means for constructive purpose. Violating confidentiality. As stated above, disclosure of the item told in a confidence is prohibition of avach tehilus. An extremely sensitive area not discussed in the Sefer Chofetz Chaim is that of disclosure confidential information for constructive purpose. It is obvious, however, so if somebody told you a secret, so you must keep it a secret, even though maybe this person did not said explicitly that it is secret. But if it's understandable that logically that he or she would not want for us to disclose it, so it is secret. We have no right to tell anybody. So it is obvious, however, that halacha requires a person to disclose the matter to a particular individual, and he discloses it to a different person instead, while insisting that it remains confidential. His wishes should not be respected. Okay, so let's see. If, for example, a person involved in a shidduch, right, marriage match, confines in a friend that he suffers from chronic serious ailment, it is the responsibility of the friend to ensure that the other party is informed. One cannot demand confidentiality when the Torah requires him to disclose such information. So, but if it is for a constructive purpose, so he's a constructive purpose, which is what? So persons that tell his friend that I have such and such ailments, such and such health issue. Right, so that then his friend is obligated by the Torah to inform another party if he thinks that his friend is trying to withhold this information. Because why is that? Because there's some kind of blemishes, and there's some diseases called blemishes in a person that if the other party would know, they would not proceed with the shidduch. Understand? So in this case, it is obligation for us actually to step forward and say and disclose the information. So it's not of the cases that if they're going to ask me, I'm going to answer. If not, I'm going to keep quiet. It's actually obligation to speak up. The second situation where it is clear that one must reveal the secret that has been shared with him is where one has been told by a person of his secret plan to harm someone. That's an awesome one, right? One cannot demand confidentiality in order to harm others. So, okay. So some people cannot hold themselves, contain themselves, and they have to talk to everybody. Right. So, but in all other situations, we must keep the secrets. Wherever somebody told us a secret, must keep it. Okay. So we stop here. Alright, so we continue. Shabbos kitchen, and we got up to the last paragraph, and we had some question about these topics, but now we're going to go with the details, with all of the details. Alright. So the chapter number 31. Chana, right? Preparing for a weekday. Number one, introduction. On Shabbos, it is forbidden to engage in any post-Shabbos preparation. This prohibition, known as preparing, was enacted by the sages because it is disparagement to the honor of holy day of Shabbos to utilize it in preparation for a weekday. Right, so Shabbos was given us as a rest for study of the Torah, and now this person is going to start preparing for the weekday, which is a disgrace to the Shabbos, of course. In fact, an activity that involves no melacha and is perfectly permissible when done for Shabbos purposes would be prohibited when done in order to prepare for after Shabbos. For example, on Shabbos, though one may set the table for Shabbos Seudah, it is forbidden to set table for Melaveh Malkah. I think it's a very good example. So Melaveh Malkah is, we discussed it a little. It is the fourth meal of Shabbos. After Shabbos, it's after we do Havdalah, after everything. Why? Because you're not allowed to eat or drink before you do Havdalah, right? So you do Havdalah and then you do Melaveh Malkah. So if on Shabbos, for Friday night, you can clean your table, you can do whatever you need to for preparation for the next day. And the next day, meaning Shabbos morning. Shabbos morning you can clean up, and for the evening meal, right, for the Seudah Shlishis, there is no problem, right? But after Seudah Shlishis, if, for example, if you eat at home, it's not allowed to clean up unless, if it's I would say if there are dirty dishes and they maybe some nice not nice looking or smelling or something, so of course you're allowed to take them out of the table because you're going to say Birchas Hamazon, but it's different. So it's in honor of Shabbos, in honor of Birchas Hamazon. You want to keep your table nice and neat, right? But if you have intention, right? If it's clean cups, like you drink your tea, what is the problem? It's not dirty. You ate cookies, right? There is a plate. It's not dirty. So in this case, leave it there, because otherwise it's preparing for after Shabbos, which is forbidden. So even it's not only after Shabbos. It's as we said, even the example that author gave, Melaveh Malkah, which is a separate mitzvah. So you're not even allowed to prepare for a mitzvah even after Shabbos. Mitzvah that is going to take place after Shabbos. Part number 2. Activities not included in a prohibition. A. Activities performed as matter of course. Okay. Hagon Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zatzal ruled that a simple non-strenuous activity, which is not forbidden rabbinically or biblically, performed routinely as a matter of course. There is without any conscious thought that the act is beneficial act of preparation, is not included in this prohibition. This is permitted as long as one does not verbally state that the action being performed for a weekday. For example, one may return the Sefer to the bookshelf after it has been used, even if it is not going to be used on Shabbos. Right? Return the Sefer is done out of habit and not out of the conscious concern for preparing it for a later use. Okay, so I think it's a good example, right? So he said if that's what Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zatzal, so he said if that's what you usually do, and it's not like for any preparation, you don't have any, like your mind said, I want to clean up, so it would be nice, so I would have less work after Shabbos. So it is allowed, and I think it's a good example. It is a good example to put the books away. For example, on Shabbos morning, usually more people come to the shul. Some of them, like, I don't know. So some of them would leave Sidurim and Torah, Chumashim on a chair and just leave. So, of course, they're not coming back for Mincha, most of these people, right? So it would be allowed to put the Torahs back. It's not that you're preparing for a weekday, but you're doing in honor of these books. You understand? So the Torah would not be like left on the chairs or on the benches or something. So it's disrespect to the Torah, disrespect to the Siddur. So if you do it with this intention, there is no problem. Continue. A second. Returning an item to its place after use. Some authorities rule that if a person's normal practice after using an item is to return to its place, then returning it on Shabbos to its place is not considered act of preparation. For example, if after drinking soda one generally puts the bottle back in the refrigerator, it would not be considered the act of preparation. So so again, it's not like you're preparing for after Shabbos to have a cold drink. No, that's what you usually do any day. It's not like be it Monday or Wednesday, doesn't matter. So it would be allowed. Next one, see financial loss. The prohibition of chachana does not apply if preparing for after Shabbos will help avoid minor financial loss, provided that preparation involves only minor efforts. Thus, one may put perishable food back into refrigerator, even if it does not plan on using any more on Shabbos. If it leaves it out, will cause it to become spoiled. Okay, so they say see below practical application. So it's very good example. I mean, food. We store the food. So let's say it's after the second meal, third meal. Of course, you're not going to eat any longer anymore. But it is allowed to put the food back, and it's very interesting. So they say to prevent monetary loss. So you're not doing. I would say it's very similar to B that we said before. It's not like you're doing something extra, unusual, right? You would do it anyway. If it would be Sunday or something, you would put the food in the refrigerator. In case of the minor financial loss, the prohibition of chachana does not apply, even if the preparation involves major effort. Okay. For example, if a person freezer's breaks, he is permitted to carry non-muktzah items to his neighbor's freezer, which within Erev, of course, in order to prevent the food from becoming spoiled. See chapter 28 to see which item considered muktzah and which are not. Okay, so let's try to understand. And another example. So let's say our refrigerator broke on Shabbos. So and to avoid this financial loss, we are allowed to take the food which are not muktzah. What is not muktzah? All of the edible food is not muktzah. So whatever we have of the cooked food is not muktzah. even though you're not going to eat it in a cold state, for example, but that doesn't make any difference. So it's edible, so it's good. So what would be muktzah? The raw meat would be muktzah. Raw fish would be muktzah, and raw ravioli would be muktzah. Whatever you have in your refrigerator, some other things like raw would be muktzah. If you have some people, they freeze dough, right? Also would be muktzah. But all other things that are not muktzah, and plus if there is an eruv, you are allowed to take to your neighbor. Okay. No, not necessarily neighbor. If within an eruv, wherever these people are. Continue. D. Minor activities for usage after Shabbos. It is permitted to do chachana activities on Shabbos if it is involved only minor bother or effort. For example, moving an item from one place to another. If all of the following conditions are present. Okay, so my item from one place to another. So let's see. It's not so clear. It is for a mitzvah. Number 2, it is not noticeable that it is being done for post-Shabbos use. If one were to wait until after Shabbos to prepare this act, it will cause difficulty or inconvenience. Okay, so let's see. So here's an amazing example. For example, a person has a frozen challah in a freezer, which he needs for Melaveh Malkah. If he waits to remove the challah until after Shabbos, the Melaveh Malkah will be delayed. I mean, it's not going to defrost so fast. It is permitted to remove the challah from the freezer while it is still Shabbos. So, I mean, maybe in the morning or something, which is not noticeable that it is for post-Shabbos use, as one can eat challah during the day. So that's what I think. Is like in the morning, if you take it out, so maybe you're going to eat it during the day or for a third meal, right? So they might defrost by the evening. There's no problem. For this reason, one must take it out of the freezer, even though the time for the defrost on Shabbos, the time for it to defrost on Shabbos, so he cannot. So 1 second, maybe I misread something. For this reason, one must take it out of the freezer with enough time for it to defrost on Shabbos. Exactly. So he can technically eat it already then. Okay, so take it out. So if you want, for you Melaveh Malkah, in Melaveh Malkah, person can start even close, not recommended, but you can start very close to the sunset. Okay, so if it's going to defrost by that time, there is no problem. So you can take it out. And you might use it for Melaveh Malkah. The removal of the challah fulfills the other two conditions, right? So first one is for a mitzvah. Second, it's not noticeable for its post-Shabbos use. And the third one, if one wait until after Shabbos to perform the act, it will be cause difficulty or inconvenience. I think that's a perfect example. Okay, so one more time, this sentence: the removal of the challah fulfills the other two conditions as well, since eating Melaveh Malkah is a mitzvah, and delaying the Melaveh Malkah will cause inconvenience. I mean, it's especially in the summer, when Shabbos ends so late, and plus for those who wait 72 minutes until you finish everything, so it's like almost 10 p.m. right? So it's very late. Okay, so if it's 10 p.m. and plus you start waiting for the challah to defrost it, of course it's going to be very late. Any questions on what we said?
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Does it count if by thinking about doing something after Shabbos?
Thinking about, no, there's no problem about thinking. So they say, I would say, you can even think business. So if you, I don't know, if you're in a restaurant, you're not allowed to think Torah, so you can think business. I mean, you want to buy this or that. I'm properly not to do it, but if one does, there is no prohibition. So in some things, I would say most of the things, the thought is not punishable, right? But in some, you obligated to act on your thought. So one of the examples would be tzedakah. So a person have a thought that I want to give to Beezrat HaShem yeshiva, whatever, such and such amount of money, so you must give. So you can, if you decided to give it to different place, but same amount, right? Or so you can go only high in holiness, but you cannot go lower, and you cannot say no, I changed my mind. So that's how it works. But in all other things, if person thought about it, then he reconsidered. There is no problem. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so let's continue. So it was, I think it was a very good example with challah for preparation for Melaveh Malkah. So all of the 3 points were addressed, right? For a mitzvah, it's not noticeable, and then If we leave after Shabbos, it would be big bother. So E, preparing through a non-Jew. There is a dispute among the authorities if one may ask a non-Jew to perform chachana for him. In cases of need, one may rely on a lenient view and ask non-Jew. For example, if a non-Jew will not be available after Shabbos, and it will be extremely difficult for a woman of the house to wash the dishes. For example, she is not feeling well. She may ask a non-Jew to wash the dishes for her on Shabbos. When possible, it is best to tell non-Jew about this arrangement before Shabbos. See chapter 30 on instructing non-Jew performing Melacha. So let's try to analyze this example. So on one hand, we said that the halacha is like basic halacha. Whatever we're not allowed to do, we're not allowed to ask a non-Jew. But in some cases, if it's rabbinically forbidden, so you can ask a non-Jew sometimes indirectly, but sometimes directly. So here, washing the dishes, as we said, it's not a melacha. So you're allowed to wash the dishes, right? But you're not allowed to prepare. So for after Shabbos, that's the issue. So in this, some poskim say, yeah, you can ask him. So if it's not melacha thing, but others say don't. So in this example, right, in case of the great need, so this woman, I don't know, she's pregnant on the 9 months, so she's very, very tired. And now it's a lot of dishes to wash, so she can arrange with non-Jew. So it's preferably, as they say, do it before Shabbos, so do not ask on Shabbos. So it's like additional step, but if we're talking about melacha, it does not matter. You ask him on Shabbos or before Shabbos, it's exactly the same. So you cannot ask him like to park my car like somewhere, or take my car somewhere, or I don't know, bring my car from somewhere else. So you would not be allowed. It doesn't matter. You ask him on Shabbos or after Shabbos or before Shabbos, right? But since it's not actually melacha to wash dishes, as we explained before, so she can ask, of course, preferably before Shabbos, but even on Shabbos, she can ask. Okay. But I guess that the best way would be to ask to wash the dishes before the third meal, right? So as we said before, you're allowed to wash for the next meal, whatever dishes you might need. Okay, so that's would be the solution. Okay, summary. On Shabbos, it is forbidden to engage in any post-Shabbos preparations. However, there are some exceptions to this rule. Number one, if a simple act is done routinely, as a matter of course, one may do so on Shabbos, even if it involves preparation for Shabbos, as long as one does not state that he is doing for after Shabbos. Right? So, as we said, put in your books together back on Shabbos. So one more time, your intention always should be that I do it in respect of the book, not because I want to prepare for after Shabbos, right? And that's what a person usually does. Number two, one may return the item to its place of use. Okay, there is no play. It's not. That's what people usually do. Number three, one may perform an activity involving preparation for after Shabbos if he will lose money if activity is not done. Okay, that's another one. And number four, if action involves only minor effort, and it is this losing money, just to remind us. I mean, of course we said, but just to remind us, this example is food. To put food back in the refrigerator, even though you have no intention to use it on Shabbos any longer, right? Of course, I mean, if it's spoiled, you're going to lose money. Okay. So continue number 4. If the action involves only minor effort and it is for a mitzvah, it is not noticeable that it is after Shabbos and it is not done. And if it's not done, there will be a difficulty or inconvenience. One may do the act of post-Shabbos preparation on Shabbos. So that's our case of challah, right? So we say you might use it for Shabbos. It's not noticeable. You need it for mitzvah, for Melaveh Malkah, right? And it's not a big deal. It's not like you're doing something like very difficult. Number 5. In cases of need, one may ask a non-Jew to do an act that involves post-Shabbos preparation, but one more time, it's not a melacha. Melacha is never allowed. On Shabbos, especially on Shabbos, melacha for after Shabbos, it would not be allowed. Any questions on what we said? Okay, so let's continue then. So now we go into practical applications. Putting food into a refrigerator or freezer. Food is generally put back into the refrigerator after eating may be put back into the refrigerator on Shabbos. Likewise, foods normally put back into the freezer after eating may be put back into freezer on Shabbos. So, and I think even if somebody like you took something from refrigerator, but you're not going to use it during the week and only for the next Shabbos, so you're allowed to put in the freezer. Let's say you want to freeze chicken, right? Or soup. Whatever. Some people freeze soups. There is no problem. You can put it in the freezer because it's not a big difference to put it in the freezer or to put it in the refrigerator. Okay. When cleaning them after the meal, one may put any solid foods item into the freezer. Oh, salad. Very interesting. Right. Almost forget. So soup is not a good idea because it's going to freeze. So it's like it's going to become nolad. Nolad's a new entity, right? So new entity. It was a liquid, and we're going to make it solid. Okay, not a good idea. Okay. Even if it is not there previously, right? So all of the solid foods, no problem. Whatever you want to chicken cutlets, whatever you want to freeze, you can freeze. Since the food must be stored somewhere, okay, there is nothing wrong with storing it in a freezer. So as we said, doesn't matter. I mean, you still open the door. Of course, you have to prepare. I would say, I just want to add something, right? That you have to prepare the space in the freezer before Shabbos, because in the freezer there's a lot of things that are muktzah, like as we said, raw meat, raw chicken, raw fish, and other things. So, and the muktzah meaning that you're not allowed to move them. So of course you have to prepare this space before Shabbos. Continue. However, all this is permitted only if one does not verbally express that place it in a refrigerator or freezer for a weekday use. Okay, so I mean you just store it without saying anything out loud. In addition, one may not move something that already in the refrigerator and put it into the freezer, since it's direct act of preparation. That's very interesting. Just whatever you have on a table, so it does not matter. Like you still have to open the door. So you open the door, put it in the freezer, or you open the door and put it in the refrigerator. There is no problem. But if item is in a refrigerator, so you cannot take it out and put it in the freezer. That's a clear preparation. Very interesting. Very interesting. So one more time, the sentence. In addition, one may not move something that is already in the refrigerator and put it into freezer, since this is direct act of preparing. Furthermore, placing the food item in the refrigerator or freezer must not entail much effort. There is a fridge or a freezer must be close by. So I would say, so some people have a freezer maybe in a basement, right? Because they don't use it so often. So that would be a big difference, right? So you have to go to the basement, and maybe it's dark there, maybe this, maybe that. So that's too much. So, but if you have a regular refrigerator with a freezer on top, freezer on the bottom, whatever you have, so there is no difference whatsoever, no problem. So continue. Furthermore, placing the food item in the refrigerator or freezer must not entail much effort. For example, fridge and freezer must be close by. Okay, we said that. In case of minor financial loss, the food will get ruined or not stay fresh. It is permissible even if minor effort is necessary. Minor. In case of the major financial loss, even if it is involved major efforts to move the food to another refrigerator or freezer, it is still permissible to transfer the food item to the other refrigerator/freezer. Okay, so major financial loss, I guess it would be meat or some expensive fish, right? It costs a lot of money. Okay, so continue. So in this case, in a major financial loss, I guess you would be allowed to go to the basement, and if you have the freezer, you put it there. Okay. So next one is B. Putting food in the refrigerator for a post Shabbos use for a mitzvah. Okay, I'm not sure what would be the difference, but let's see. One may initially put the food in the refrigerator on Shabbos day for a post Shabbos use, where it involves only a minor effort and is done for a mitzvah purpose. For example, Melaveh Malkah. It is if the following conditions are met. Number one, it is not recognizable that he is putting it for after Shabbos use. That is, it can technically be eaten during the Shabbos. So I'm not sure, maybe soda or something, right? So he wants to have it cold for after Shabbos, apple juice. It will cause difficulty to place it in the refrigerator after Shabbos. Okay, so let's see, it's number two. So let's see this example. For example, one may take soda or water bottles from the pantry closet and place them in the refrigerator on Shabbos, so that they will be cold in a time of Melaveh Malkah. Since one can technically drink soda or water on Shabbos, and it will cause difficulty if the drinks are not cold for a Melaveh Malkah. The two conditions have been fulfilled. So that's a good example. Right. So one more time, big idea is that it's not a big deal. It's not noticeable that you're preparing for the next day, right? It's not hard, and you technically can use this food on Shabbos. There's no problem. Okay. C. Next one. Removing frozen edible foods on Shabbos for Yom Tov night meal. I think this year is there is no 3 days. There's no three days in a row, right? I think the holiday starts on Sunday, I think, or Monday or something. So it's Shabbos is separate and Yom Tov is separate. And several years in a row, it was 3 days in a row. It was Thursday, Friday, and Shabbos. Okay. So C, removing frozen edible foods on Shabbos for Yom Tov meal. Okay, so Yom Tov in this case on Sunday. Okay, so on Shabbos we're not allowed to prepare not only for a weekday, but even for the next day, which is Yom Tov. So Shabbos is a holiday itself, except one holiday, and Yom Tov is a different holiday, right? So you cannot prepare from one to another also. Okay, so let's see. When Yom Tov begins on Motzei Shabbos, it is permitted to take out any edible food from the freezer. Right, okay. Number one, removing involves only minor effort. And number two, if not removing it from the freezer, will cause the meal to be delayed. Right? And number 3, it is taken out early enough that it will be defrosted during the day. So one could technically eat it on Shabbos. So okay, you do it, I guess, on Shabbos morning. So I'm not sure. It depends how frozen this food is. So maybe if Shabbos morning even is not enough, I don't know. I guess that depends. If you don't have air conditioning, it's very hot outside, so maybe it's that's no problem. Okay, so let me read these 3 conditions one more time. If removing involves only minor effort, so usually it is, especially if one more time I want to note that you have to prepare. So like these foods, whatever you need for Yom Tov would be separate, right, on separate shelf or something on separate place, so you would not need to move the muktzah around. Okay. Number 2, if not removing it from the freezer will cause the meal to be delayed. Of course, the meal is going to be delayed. So anyway, on Yom Tov, so usually we try to start Shabbos early or Yom Tov early, right? But not in this case. In this case, you cannot start early. Why? Because you have to expect Shabbos. So Shabbos has to finish 100%. And only then you can start the Yom Tov, and only then actually you can start the preparation, right? So all of the preparation only after the candle lighting. So it's a very important point. So even though you're free, you have time, it does not make any difference. So you must wait until the Shabbos is over, and only then you're allowed to prepare for the holidays. Or same with 2-day holidays. So you have to wait until the first day is over, 100%, and then you're allowed to only then you're allowed to prepare for the next day. So sometimes, especially during the Pesach, you can start. I think in some years you can start like after 9:15, 9:30, so which is very late. You only start preparing. Okay. So number 3, it is taken out early enough that it will be defrosted during the day, so one could technically eat it on Shabbos. Of course, it's, and then plus I would say that the 4th condition, of course, you don't say that it's for Yom Tov, right? You just take out of the freezer to defrost, and that's it. D, storing dishes in a dishwasher. Okay, we actually spoke about it. Dirty dishes may be placed in the dishwasher even in their proper places, since dishwasher is considered a place for storing dishes. However, care must be taken not to violate the following prohibition. Okay, so we're going to say, so technically dishwasher it's just another shelf or something, right? So there is no problem. Of course, if you are going to open the dishwasher, no light is going to go on, of course, like, and you're not going to like activate it by accident. Some, like, you're very, very careful. You can use it as a storage. So what is the problem with this dishwasher? Possible problem issues. Border. So border, it says if different types of dishes are mixed together, they may not be separated in order to place them in their proper place in the dishwasher. One does not want the different types of dishes or cutlery to become mixed with each other. Then when cleaning off the table, he should avoid mixing them. Once they have become mixed together, separating them considered Melachah or Borer. So Borer is sorting, right? So we're not allowed to sort and separate things. But as he said, the solution is very simple. So you want to put in this dishwasher only big plates, so collect from your plate. From your table only big plates. Don't touch the small plates. There is no problem. Take only cutlery. You want a knife separately. Let's say people have like few bins for I don't know, not bins, like holders, right? For for the cutlery. So you want to put knives separately, forks separately. So collect all of the knives only, and collect only then all of the forks separately and put it in different holders. There is no problem, right? But once it was mixed, so usually people don't mix. But if it was mixed, so it would be prohibited to separate. Okay, so number 2, chachana. Meaning chachana is preparing for the weekday. That's our topic. If placing the dishes in dishwasher requires effort, it is forbidden to place them due to the prohibition of chachana. For example, if the dishes were improperly placed in dishwasher, replacing them in a proper position is forbidden due to the prohibition by chachana. I'm not sure why. I mean, maybe a child put it like in different order. So in this case, you're not allowed to fix it. You have to leave it as it is. Okay. So it says for the laws connected to the washing or and drying dishes, it's chapter 22. So I mean, it's never allowed to use the dishwasher and as we said, any electrical appliances to like even through the timer. So when we say washing or drying dishes, it's only manually, of course. Okay, continue. Setting the table for a Melaveh Malkah. Due to the prohibition of chachana, it is forbidden to set the table on Shabbos for Olam HaBa. So that's clear. So of course, as we said, removing the dirty dishes so it would not look nice when you say Birchas Hamazon, that's a different story. So you're doing still in honor of Shabbos. But now you're preparing for a weekday, for the Shabbos is over. For example, if a woman waits her husband to come from the shul, and it takes time until in some shuls they do Havdalah, and plus there is some special prayers that we say at the end of the davening. Also takes another like 15 minutes minimum, plus Mariv. So sometimes we also do Kiddush Levana, also like another 10 minutes, another 15 minutes. And it adds, so she has that, she's waiting, so she wants to start preparing for Shabbos, for after Shabbos, so she cannot. So only after the Shabbos, it's 100% over. Okay. Continue. Cleaning the table after the Seudah Shlishis, the third meal. That's, as we said, that's a problem. I mean, problem if you have intention to prepare for the weekday. Cleaning the table after finishing Seudah Shlishis is forbidden if the table is not needed anymore for Shabbos use. If, however, the table is needed for Shabbos use, it is permitted to clear it. Likewise, if the room is being used and it is unpleasant to sit there with the dirty dishes all over the table, it is permitted to clear the table. In addition, one may remove the perishable items and place them in the refrigerator or freezer, as we said before. But I would say, well, for example, they finish meal and they want to start. So of course, this we don't like put our books on the plate. So you need a room. So of course you can clear the table for the purpose of study, not for any other purpose. Okay. All right. So let's see, we're almost done. Unbelievable. The G, putting pajamas on their children. Mothers usually change their children in pajamas well before the children will be going to sleep. Very interesting, right? On Shabbos, this can mean that the mother will be putting her children into pajamas on Shabbos, which is a problem, even though they will not be going to sleep until afterwards. This is not considered preparing for Shabbos, for a weekday, since this is her normal way of taking care of the children. Very interesting. This is therefore permitted. If, however, her goal is getting the children into pajamas is to gain time after Shabbos, it is forbidden. So if she wants to save the time for after Shabbos, it's forbidden. But I would say it's very proper, and that's what we do. We don't change to the weekday clothes until after Havdalah. So sometimes some people have a custom, even they change to weekday clothes and only after Melaveh Malkah. In a sense, I would say proper even for children to wear their Shabbos clothing if they still clean, of course, and here Havdalah, and only then change to pajamas. Okay. H, last one. Putting toys away. Putting toys away is permitted, provided that one will need that area on Shabbos. So I mean, they play, let's say in the morning, and now they're not going to play any longer. So, but because so now nobody would step on the toys, and for other reasons there is no problem. And then it is then considered Shabbos need if you need the room, right? However, if one does not plan on using the area for the rest of the Shabbos, then cleaning the toys would be forbidden due to the prohibition of Chachana. So I mean, if they usually do it, if the children usually clean up after themselves, put the toys back, of course it would be allowed. There is no problem. Care must be taken not to transgress the Melachah of Borer when putting away the toys. Borer is a sorting, right? So like, I don't know, maybe, what is a sorting? Like, maybe some, like Lego pieces or something, right? When putting away the toys, for example, if there are different types of toys lying in a close proximity on the floor, separating and placing them in the proper places is forbidden. Okay, so that's another story. So we finished the book. Any questions on what we said or what we did not say? Any topic? Okay, so then there is no problem. So we can stop here. So we're going to have a little shorter class then today.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if you are going outdoors after Shabbos, can you prepare for this time of or the clothes must remain the same until the end of Shabbat?
So you prepare. Let's say you're preparing to go to the store after Shabbos. If you can change in weekday clothing, is it what are you saying, or what do you mean?
More like the weather outside would be cold, and you start already putting on clothes for cold weather, for example.
Okay, I think if I understand your question correctly, I think that there is no problem, because technically you can put on this clothes, this warm clothing, and go out during the Shabbos. You don't have to wait until after Shabbos. In a sense, it's not obvious, as we just said. It's not obvious that you're doing all of this preparation. For example, it just the temperature dropped just now. During the Shabbos, you have to go in the closet on the top shelf, and from the box, get your sweater. There is no problem. Because why? Because technically, if you want to go Shabbos outside, there is no prohibition. Understand? So something like a different, and clothing is never muktzah. It's never muktzah. And okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Last question.
So because I learned about thinking before Shabbos, before Shabbat, and thinking in making weekday activities, and maybe perform some of these activities like touching the keys or keys of the car, things like that.
No, but keys of the car is a muktzah, so you're not allowed. But you're not allowed to prepare keys of the car. You're not allowed to touch them until after Shabbos. So another case that what we say today is kitchen related things. Just so we remember, right? It's kitchen only related things. But when Shulchan Aruch speaks about preparing for after Shabbos, So they give this example. So, for example, this person is a moel. He does a circumcision, and they need him in another village, wherever, in another town, like after Shabbos, right? After Shabbos to check the baby if they can do circumcision in the morning. Let's say, right? Let's say, and so he can actually make arrangement on Shabbos with a non-Jew, and he can start walking. So there is a thing, as we learned, Tchum Shabbos. Tchum Shabbos is a distance that you're allowed to walk on Shabbos beyond the perimeter of the city. So city ends, and from that you have a Tchum Shabbos, which is approximately in kilometers, is 1 kilometer, about 0.6 miles. So you can walk no problem. So beyond the city limit. So, and they allowed actually this person to go, and so he start walking on Shabbos. Let's say he has to cross his town on Shabbos and go up to this point. Let's say it's up to this 0.6 miles, this Tchum Shabbos, and wait for this non-Jew to take him to another village for a mitzvah. So in this case also, I would just say there is no problem. It would be allowed because people are waiting for you, this and that. So and it's for a mitzvah, or somebody died, or I don't know what happened. All of the things. So it would be allowed. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Another example is if we can put on, for example, we have certain type of shoes for Shabbos, and we are thinking that in Motzei Shabbos we are going to the store and we put already weekday shoes during Shabbos for after Shabbos. That would be allowed or forbidden?
So it's usually, as we said before, it's proper not to change to the weekday clothing like until after Melaveh Malkah, or at least until after the Havdalah. So, but if for example, it would look strangely like if you look at this, if you walk in this kind of shoes, whatever shoes are those like outside, yeah, you can change. You can change, yeah, but otherwise we try not to change the clothes. But if you go to the shoes, people, I don't know, they act some people would come on for a mincha already. So mincha is like I don't know, like what is it, mincha? Maybe 1 hour or so, an hour and a quarter before the sunset, something like that, or I don't know, half an hour before this, whatever time is. And then some people already come like without jackets, without ties in the show, right? Why? Because they think that they almost prepared that after Shabbat. It's opposite is true. So mincha on Shabbat is mincha in general is the holiest of the prayers, where all of our great people were answered, right? Yitzchak was answered. Who else? Eliyahu Hanavi, of course, the famous one, was answered on mincha. So it's not proper to do, but people do. I think maybe they do not know, or they do not care. I hope they do not know. Okay.
And finally, is it mandatory to change from Shabbos clothing to weekday clothing when going outdoors?
No. You can go in the Shabbos clothes. Yeah, it's proper to go in Shabbos clothes and like during the Shabbos, and there is some point like when you have to end Shabbos. So they say, well, what is this point? Like up to midnight. So okay, you want to do all this like extension of Shabbos, extend a little more, but up to the midnight. But after that, they say that's it. You have to stop because it's technically Sunday. You understand? So in this case, you're not allowed to even to walk in the Shabbos clothing because it's disrespectful for this clothing. You understand? So it's proper. It's not, of course, not everybody can afford, but it's proper for a person to have separate clothing that he or she is going to wear only on Shabbos, and the other only for a weekday. And if person can afford, so it's proper to have a Yom Tov separate set of clothing also. Yom Tov. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So midnight would be the end time, the time limit to change the clothing, and which time
It's Chatzos. It's Jewish midnight. So it's not 12 a.m. at Jewish midnight. So because as they say, up to here at Shabbos, but that's you extend it good. You extend it good enough. So usually it's proper that there is a special mitzvah on Shabbos to extend Shabbos. So that's why some people in Hasidim and other people they accepted the stringency and they keep 72 minutes Rabbeinu Tam after Shabbos. So other people 40 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever they keep, right? So, but even a person kept, like, for example, if he keeps 45 minutes, let's say he keeps 45 minutes, so the minimum to add on Shabbos, so add 2 minutes, even 2 minutes, 1 minute if he adds, so he's still it will be counted as he added. Of course, he has to have intention that it's not like I'm lazy, I'm delaying. No, I'm adding specifically, intentionally add this extra minute to the Shabbos. That's what I want to do. Yeah, go ahead.
An unclear sky on Motzei Shabbos. The other day I was seeing in the horizon some red color. So it's allowed to turn on the engine of the car, or it's forbidden?
Oh, one second. Red colors, but it's red colors means a sunset, no?
No. It's 40 minutes, but still at the horizon. Here is in the west.
Oh, okay.
To the west, you see.
Okay, well, I apologize. When I say 40 minutes, it's a halakhic minutes, so you have to check your calendar. There is myzmanim.com, and you can download the applications on your phone or print out, whatever you do. So and check what is the time in your area. So it's actually the one that somebody is close to equator, some it's further. So it depends, like longitude, attitude, or whatever these things. It depends where you're located in the world. So you have to check the calendar. So don't go just by number of minutes. It's not true.
Yeah, according to the Zmanim in the app, is already a new day. You have 3 major stars,
okay.
Big stars, but still, if you look to the west here, the other day I saw that it was a little red color
Very
in
interesting.
the horizon.
Very interesting. But you should not care. Very interesting. I mean, very interesting, very strange, because maybe what is fire somewhere, I don't know. Because three major stars, as you said, it's very dark. It's very, very dark, for sure. But I'm not sure why was it, but I think we can trust that application. And if it says, maybe if you want to double check, go to maybe different website and check what time they have. Compare side by side. Maybe sometimes it's 1 minute difference, 30 seconds difference, but it's irrelevant. Like plus minus should be the same. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's a common phenomenon here in the
south.
Okay.
The
horizon is still a little of red color, and you also see the stars, the big stars, 3 stars.
Okay.
So I read somewhere that if you see red and in the horizon, this type of red, maybe it's not allowed to turn on an engine, for example, but I'm not sure.
No, we go by time. If that accurate time, so that's this side is it was described for different areas. So in where we live, so if it's red, it's still it's mean we have 1 hour or so till the nightfall. Okay. Any other questions?
Amen.
Yeah, go
For
ahead.
me, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other questions? Any topic? Okay, no problem. So we can stop here. So until tomorrow, Beezrat HaShem.
Rabbi,
Yes, go
Rabbi,
ahead.
I have a question.
Please.
Okay, so I asked this online, but I had an addition to this question. So let's say someone had stolen from someone and they couldn't pay them back, like you were saying in one of the classes, and so they give to a public charity. But when they give to the public charity, they don't say a prayer to HaShem saying, "Oh, I want this to go to benefit this person or whomever," and they forget to say that, or they don't know to say that, and then later on down the road it comes across that they should have said it. Does it count if they say it then later on?
I don't think so, because it is after the fact that most likely the money were used by that time. You understand? It would be like a prayer in vain. For some things you're not allowed to pray.
What if they had the intention of giving it initially for that purpose, and the rabbi had said to do it for that purpose, but didn't mention anything about a special prayer?
Okay, in this case, I think after the fact, so since the person had this intention, it should be fine. But I just want to stress one more time to remind us, it's only when you do not know who the money belonged to. So, but if you know for sure who the money belonged to, so you have to go to that person or anonymously send them the money, wherever. If you don't want to embarrass yourself, this and that, there's no problem. You can give this person anonymously, right? But if he does not know, if he knows who took it from him, so it's of course it's proper to go to him, or send somebody else. So people ask me a few times in my life to go, and it was like a shliach. So I came to people, and they were like surprised because many years passed, and I said this and that person, he was very, very sorry, he cannot come, he's this, he's that, but here's the money, and people were very like happy, and they blessed actually that person like few times at least. So I mean, it's if you know to whom you own, so you do it yourself or send through somebody else, there is no problem, right? But if you do not know, there are many people, whatever, so you give to public charity, and of course you praise that this person or his descendants or her descendants should take get a benefit from this. So it's proper to give not to like some kind of narrow cause, but some cause that can affect other people. So for example, like a kiruv, right? It helps everybody, not to specific like kollel that have 5 people. Most likely the people from that from whom the person stole would not going to benefit, even their descendants. Most likely, statistically, right? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, no problem. So we'll stop here. So until tomorrow. Tomorrow we continue with Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Thank you very much and good night.